உன் பேர்ல இருக்கிற அவளை தூக்கிக்கிட்டு அதுல ஒரு ஓ போடு. Dragon.
What should we say?
So,
Welcome to Dragon this year. Today we are reviewing two films. One is a Tamil film called Dragon,
and the next is a Kannada film called Royal.
Yes.
So the film Medha and I watched together, and Adaline was.
I watched it separately. I am Tamil, and Medha is a Bengali, and she watched it.
Yes, without subtitles.
And
what did you?
I felt that she understood very well.
What did you feel about it?
So in Hindi we have this thing that shabdon ko nahi bhavnaon ko samjho, which means that you should emphasize more on the emotions rather than the words, and that's exactly what happened with the film. Even though there were dialogues that I did not understand at all, I was on an emotional journey with the protagonist throughout the movie. So after watching the movie, when I came out, I was like, this is the best film I've ever watched.
Oh, really?
Even learned the lyrics
of the song. எங்கேயோ பிறந்த நண்பே தேடி வந்தது போதும் இனி வரும் மத்தினி நாரும் மினக்கும் மினமினக்குமே வானம் பார்த்து கிடந்தேனே மறையே வந்து விருந்தாயே வழித்துணையே வண்ணம் சூழ்ந்த இடமெல்லாம் வா வா ஓடி திருப்போம் வா என துணையே வழித்துணையே நீயே.
Okay. It's actually nice.
So what does the song actually mean?
It's just like a love song. My God, you fell from the skies. You're like an angel coming into my life, blessing me with your presence, something like that. It's just a romantic song.
Okay.
But like, what made you like learn this?
Well, I liked this part. I just liked the tune
without
and the
knowing the meaning. You
No.
just like the tune and the beat.
That's why I learned the song. And there's one more song, a very beautiful song in the same movie. That's why Yendi Vittu Pona.
It's a breakup song. Like,
Okay, what does it
mean?
The songs were actually emotive, so we could feel like that. We could be with that emotion. So that songs are
like it gave me goosebumps in a good way. It made me like experience whatever the protagonist was going through. This was such a different experience for me from Royal, because I watched Royal first. You guys watched Dragon first and then Royal, right?
Yes.
Like for me, I watched Royal first and then Dragon, and I wasn't expecting much, okay? But Dragon really like blew my head off. Wow! They were able to convey the emotions through music. Unlike in Royal, like I was getting goosebumps in Royal also, but it was because of second-hand embarrassment. I felt bad for fictional characters. I was like, why do they have to like go through this? The songs were so long.
Yeah, they were like 7 minutes, some of them. And being honest, we watched it on OTT. So we had the option to skip the songs, and we did not shy away from doing that.
We felt, when it will be going to end, that way, when it will be going to end.
And I think we skipped some dialogues also in that movie, because we felt like only one person is speaking for so long.
It felt like unnecessary monologues.
They didn't add to the story.
It felt like a play more than a movie, you know. The heroine just suddenly stands behind a tree, like speaking, looking at the male protagonist, like Krishna. She's just like talking to herself out loud. It felt like a play. Like we get the context already. Why do you have to unnecessarily go into a monologue?
How do you evaluate the titles of both the titles? Was relevant?
Dragon was pretty relevant because it's the protagonist's name.
Change it to a good.
Initially, I thought this was a fantasy movie because of the name Dragon. But then I'm like, okay, it's a bad boy. Royal.
Okay, I get where they were going with the title, because he was like a poor broke guy, was a fraud, just scamming people for money. But then he gets to know suddenly that he has this royal blood, that his father was like a really rich dude, and he has this entire empire He wanted that royal life always. He wanted to have like cars, money, like fancy suits and everything. And he finally like achieved it. He got it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why the title is royal.
Can we also talk about the character transformation? In Dragon, we see like the protagonist firstly going up, only up, up, up.
Yeah.
But then there's a fall. But in Royal, where was the character transformation? He was a fraud in the beginning, he was a fraud in the end.
It was like a flat character.
But yeah, cliche.
Yeah, very predictable.
Coming about the technical aspect, I like that technical aspect, VFX, cinematography, with everything that was actually helpful for the audience to connect with the scene actually. There's really connectability. So even, for example, the scene when they showed the Eiffel Tower, it was actually so I can see people around was actually in a good mood to watch that scenes and all. So that kind of cinematography wise, technical aspect was actually excellent, brilliant in the film. Dragon. But coming to Royal, I felt it was actually pathetic actually.
Because the production value was there. Like, it felt like they have put so much money into producing that movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the scenes in Goa and all.
Yeah.
So they could have done so much better.
See.
But somehow this is what they came up
And
with.
the scripting could also be a lot better.
Dragon, we can see that change transition in the whole frame. Transition from this small to big. You can see
There were a lot of twists in that story. But in Royal, there were no twists where we felt a tension, like what is going to happen next?
Like curious.
Yeah.
Royal, it has potential, but I don't think the current population is the audience for that. Maybe if it was released like 30 years ago, maybe it would have been like a classic movie.
So do you feel any socio-political relevance in more movies?
There is a moral of the story in Dragon, like, okay, don't cheat up the ladders, like be truthful to yourself.
Other thing is, I feel that we go for success using more ways. We are actually blocking the ways of
Other people. Yes.
Who are actually hardworking for their success. Yeah.
So the aspect of guilt.
Yeah.
So like I felt like, okay, more than that, it's also like signifying the culture we have in India, that you need a college degree in order to have respect, in order to have like a good job. But then, like,
so do you think this film is reinforcing that idea, or they're just
kind of.
They're just I think they're just showing the reality.
They are showing the reality, but then when he comes back, like when he admits that he has cheated, and when he comes back to like a delivery guy, he's shown as like a very humble guy. He's just like going to the principal's house and be like, okay, whatever job I do, if I'm being honest, it's going to be good. What's so bad about being a delivery guy?
There's nothing bad about it.
Why is he specifying it like, okay, it's something not so great?
That is something that this society assumes.
That's why.
I also feel the same. If we have some good job or good car or good social environment only, we will get more respect. So that kind of actually portraying.
Despite, like, irrespective of his skills, because he was actually doing good in his job, like he got promotions and all. Without like a degree, he was still able to like put in the work.
Royal actually portraying the existing social dynamics and corruption that was happening in the society.
Royal, I think, it does not condemn all of this corruption, fraud. In fact, on the contrary, actually, they showed him as an angelic figure at the end. He was standing in front of his dead mother's picture and saying that I will always follow my mother's path, that I should light others' life with the light that I have, which is scamming people. That was his light.
I would say the scripting, the writing, the dialogues were a little misogynistic, if I have to say it. It was
Royal.
Yeah, it was intentionally sexist. I wouldn't say unintentionally. It was intentionally sexist, because you see, like all the male characters in this movie is portrayed like some leaders. They have to lead the family or whatever. Because the dad of the male character Krishna, the dad has an idea, and the mom is immediately like supporting him, giving her jewelries to him. Okay, sell it and make whatever you want. And she's always shown as like the supporting role, even though she's also involved in the prediction of his company everything. Okay,
Yeah.
she just left it.
Yeah.
Even though like she had the rights to like fight for it,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
rather chose to just leave.
She chose to remain
She
silent.
wasn't
about
shown
it.
as like this ambitious bold woman of our
Yeah.
times.
I
But
also think the
leaving,
same. Yeah.
leaving her husband also, that is also a bold move. I feel.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because of the objectification of actually women actually.
Yeah. Even the female lead, she she's on first impression we see her as this a fun girl going on a bachelor party to Goa. She's okay, but then she is also misogynistic in nature. It basically feels like she was written by a man. Don't drink, guys. Oh my god, pick me. I'm the best. I'm not like other girls. Don't drink. Oh my god, you shouldn't be celebrating bachelor parties. That's so bad. Don't be sexually explore. Don't sexually explore. How dare women be like that? And towards the end, she also becomes like the PA, the secretary of the hero. It's like, so you did all of this only to end up like a subordinate to the male character.
So I have a small question to Medha. Then
Yes.
we are from West Bengal and north side of India.
Not
and
north,
so
east.
northeast side of
East,
India. Yeah. And you watched a South Tamil movie and you understand and you liked it. So
Yes.
and recently in current scenario we see states or people are fighting regarding Hindi, Tamil, this kind of
Language politics.
Yeah, language politics. So how do you felt? Do we need kind of acceptance, or do we need instead of imposition of a particular language? How do you?
I feel like imposing the language, it will not lead to people wanting to
Yeah.
learn another language. Instead, asking people, saying that, hey, why don't you learn this new thing or something like that. If people are interested, they would. But we can't force people to learn something.
Yeah, like
That's
for
also
example,
right.
I'm Tamil, right? Like I never felt the need to like learn Hindi, but because I didn't really feel attracted to the culture, because there is always like this alienation towards
Yeah,
the
what's
south.
the-
I always
Yeah.
felt like okay, they don't like us anyways, so I don't see myself going there. So why should I learn Hindi? I learned Korean because I really liked K dramas and the culture they promoted. So I wanted to assimilate into that. Okay, so I learned it. But yeah, now I do feel like because Medha is my best friend, I do feel like I should have just learned Hindi.
Hindi, yeah.
But then now I want to learn Hindi because of her.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm missing out on like inside jokes or
Yeah,
something. So I want to learn it. But not necessarily like I don't think imposition would really
Yeah,
help
really,
anyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, India has like
Different
1,000 languages, I
Yeah.
think. And putting too much importance only on one language, that won't work. Yes.
So if I say how do you rate the movie, both movies?
So Dragon, except for certain aspects, I feel it's really a good movie that I would want to rewatch even. I would give it like 4.3 out of 5. And Royal, I don't want to be mean, but 2. That's the maximum.
For Dragon, I would give it a 4 out of 5 because I did not understand the dialogue, so I would have to rewatch it and then give a proper rating. And for Royal, to be honest, I got a headache while watching that movie, so I would also have to give it 2.
So for me, actually, the coming to the evaluating it as technical aspect, direction, music, evaluating all that, I will give almost 4 or 3.5 to 4. But for Royal, I give only 1.5 or 2.
What do you guys think about the title? Do you
Title.
think it makes sense?
Yeah, for
Amazing.
we have many obstacles in shooting also.
Why did you think it, Bella?
I am
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Adaline, Nandi.
This is Medha. Dhonnobad.
This is Diljo, Nandi.
Thank you.
Thank you.